Very good morning, dear students. So today, before we start the actual class, let us first take a pledge during this pandemic era of the corona COVID-19. So first we take the pledge to prevent the COVID-19 and to obey the some preventive measures. So students, today we will take this pledge. I commit to be vigilant and bear in mind at all times the risk of myself and my colleagues and students from COVID-19. I promise to take all necessary precautions that prevent the spread of this deadly virus. I promise to follow and encourage others to follow the key COVID appropriate behaviors. To always wear a mask, face cover, especially when in public. To maintain a minimum distance of 6 feet from others, to wash my hands frequently and thoroughly with soap and water. Together we will win this fight against COVID-19. Students, today we start with chapter number 9, and the chapter number 9 is ratio and proportion. In this chapter, first we will recall the concept of ratio and proportion. And then we will understand percentage as a fraction with denominator 100. Then we rewrite fractions and decimal into percentage and vice versa. That means we convert fractions into decimal and fractions and decimal into percentage, or percentage into fractions and decimals. And then we will solve some problems related to profit and loss, and then simple interest in daily life situations. So before we start with the percentage, let us have a look on ratio and proportion. So first of all, we will revise the concept of ratio. The ratio of two numbers, P and Q, where Q is not equal to 0, it is written as P. This symbol is for ratio and it matches with the colon in English. So P ratio Q, which means P over Q. And now equivalent ratios. Two or more ratios, suppose the ratios are P1 ratio Q1, P2 ratio Q2. They are said to be equivalent ratios when then P1 over Q1 is equal to P1 over Q2. Means the answer of all the ratios are same. Then we said that two ratios are equivalent ratio. And lastly, the proportion. Proportion means four numbers A, B, C and D. These numbers are said to be in proportion if the ratio of first two number and ratio of the last two numbers, means A ratio B and C ratio D are equivalent. That means A over B is equal to C over D. And if the numbers are proportional, when the numbers are in proportion, we say that number are proportional, and it is written as A ratio B, then here we will write 4 dots. This is the symbol for proportions. So we read it as A ratio B is proportional to C ratio D, or we can say that 4 numbers are in proportions. Now we study the concept of percentage. Now the percentage means out of 100, and its symbol is like this: one inclined line and two small circles or dots. So a percentage means a ratio with denominator as 100. Suppose first we have 35%, for example, then it is same as 35 ratio 100. So a percent is same as a ratio with second term as 100. It means 35% means 35 ratio 100, or in terms of ratio it can be written as 35 over 100, that is 0.35. Or similarly, other way, if we have 0.45 and we need to convert it into percentage, then we can write it as 45 over 100, so it is 45%. So now we can convert percentage into fraction, fraction into percentage, decimal into percentage, and percentage into decimal. How? So first, in order to convert a percentage into a fraction, divide the percentage by 100. The simple rule is, in order to convert percentage into fraction, we will divide percentage by 100. And the reverse procedure we will do to convert a fraction into a percentage, that we will multiply the fraction by 100. Then in order to convert a decimal into a percentage, we multiply the decimal by 100, and similarly to convert percentage into decimal, we divide percentage by 100. And sometimes we need to find the given percentage of a given quantity. So in that case, express the given percent as a fraction and multiply with the given quantity. So what we will do to find the given percent of a given quantity, for that first we will convert the percentage into fraction. How? By dividing it by 100, and then we will multiply the fraction with the given number. In this way we can find the given percent of a given quantity. Now we elaborate these four concepts by taking a few questions from exercise 9.4. In the first question, he said convert the following fractions to the percentage. Here we need to convert the fractions into percentage. So let us take its first part. The fraction is 1/2 and we know the procedure. We convert this fraction into percentage by multiply it with 100. So multiply 1/2 with 100, what we get? 1/2 into 100, it is equal to 50. If we cancel 100 by 2. So 100 means 2 into 50. And 100/2 means 2 into 50 over 2. 2 and 2 cancel. So we cancel 100 by 2, we get 50. So it means 1/2 is equal to 50%. So therefore in this way we can convert the given fraction into the percentage. Now, consider the question number 2. In this question we need to convert the following decimal to percentage. Now in order to convert the decimal into percentage, we multiply the given number with 100. So here the first decimal is 2.05. So we multiply 2.05 with 100 and we get 2.05 into 100. So we can remove the point of 2.05. It is 205 over 100 into 100. So it comes out to be 205. So therefore 2.05 is equivalent to 205%. So once again, in order to convert any decimal into percentage, we can multiply the given decimal with 100 and the answer is the percentage. So here 2.05, we need to convert this into percentage. So we multiply 2.05 with 100 and after multiplying and simplification we get answer as 205. So therefore 2.05 is equal to 205%. Now we take the third question of same exercise. Here we need to convert the following percentage to fraction in their lowest term. Lowest term means that the fraction cannot be cancelled further. So we consider the first part, the 25%. Now we know that in order to convert a percentage into a fraction, we divide the given percentage by 100. So we divide 25% by 100. So we get 25 over 100. But we need to convert this into the lowest term. So in order to convert this into the lowest term, first we will factorize 25 and 100. So 25 in terms of prime numbers. Prime number is a number which cannot be divided further. So 25 first cancel with 5. Then when we divide 25 with 5, answer is 5. Then 5 again can be divided by 5. So 25 is 5 into 5. And 100 similarly is 2 into 2 into 5 into 5. Now we can cancel the same terms. So 5 into 5, 5 into 5. So both 5 in numerator and denominator, they can get cancelled. So what is left? In numerator 1, denominator 2 into 2, that is 4. So when we convert 25% in fraction, so it is equal to 1 by 4. So 25% is equal to 1 by 4. So similarly, we can convert any percentage into fraction by dividing it by 100 and then simplifying by cancelling the common factor to convert the given into lowest term. Now we take the case of question number 4. Here we need to convert the following percentage to decimal. Now we are taking the second part. It is 33 and 1 by 3%. So first we will write it in simple fraction. So 33 first multiply with 3, then we add 1 over 3. So it is 33 into 3 is 99 plus 1 over 3, that is 100 over 3. So in order to convert any percentage to decimal, divide that percentage by 100. So we will divide 100 over 3% by 100. So what we get? 100 over 3 into 100. Division करनी है. So it is 1 over 100. So here also we can cancel both the zeros. So it is 1 over 3. Now we divide 1 by 3. 1 is not divisible by 3, so we put a decimal and then 0, apply 0. So the answer is 0.33. So therefore 1 by 3 is equal to 0.33. So it means 33 and 1 by 3% is equal to 0.33. So similarly we can convert any percentage to decimal by dividing that percentage with the 100. So this is the way we can convert any percentage to decimal. Further we can find by what percentage is a given number of the other number. So in fifth question we need to find what percentage is each of the following. In the first part we need 30 out of 60. Means what is the percentage part? 30 out of 60. So for this, first we divide 30 by 60 and multiply by 100. Means 30 out of 60, we convert it into fraction by writing it 30 by 60 and then multiply by 100. Now simplify, cancel the zeros, then 3 and 6. 6 with 3, it is 2, and then 100 with 2. It is 100 is 50 into 2. So we can cancel 100 by 2. So it is 2, and then 100 is cancelled, it is 50. So it means that is equal to 50. So we can say 30 out of 60 is 50%. So similarly we can find the percentage of any number out of other. So once again, in order to find the percentage of a number out of other, divide the two numbers. The percentage from whom we want to get can be written in denominator and other in numerator. And the number which we know is what percentage of the given number is written in numerator and multiply by 100. So here 30 out of 60. So we write 30 in numerator, 60 in denominator and multiply it 100 and simplify, cancel zeros, cancel 6 with 3, then 100 with 2. The answer comes out to be 50. So therefore 30 out of 60 means 50%. So in this way we can find the percentage of any number out of any given number. We can also find the percentage of a given number, that is asked in question number 6. In question number 6, we need to find 25% of 64. So when we have to find the percentage of any quantity, then what we do? Then first we convert the percentage into fraction by dividing it by 100. So we can divide 25 by 100 and then multiply with 64. So what we get? 25% of 64 is equal to 25 over 100 into 64. And again we need cancellation, so we can factorize 25 and 100. 25, 100 and 64's factors. 25 is 5 into 5, 100 is 5 into 5 into 2 into 2, and 64 2 into 2 into 16. We stop the process at 16 because in denominator only 2 and in numerator only 2. Then we do the cancellation, and the cancellation we can do in this way. Now here we can cancel 5, 5, 2, 2, 2. 5 in 2, 5 in numerator, 2, 5 in denominator get cancelled. 2, 2 in numerator and 2, 2 in denominator get cancelled. So what is left? That is 16. So we can say 25% of 64 is equal to 16. So therefore in the same way we can find the percentage of any given quantity. If the percentage part of any number is given, we can also find the number whose the part is that one. Means if we are given 10% of a number is suppose 30, we can find that number. So in 7th question we will do the same practice. Here we need to find the number whose percentage is given. Like in first part, we need to find a number whose 10% is 25. For this we let a number. Let 10% of x is 25, and we know 10% of x means 10 over 100 into x is 25. Cancel zeros. So x over 10 is 25. So we can cross multiply with 10. X is 25 into 10, that is 250. it means 10% of 250 is equal to 25. So therefore our answer is 250, because they asked what is the number whose 10% is 25. So after calculation it comes out to be 250. So therefore 10% of 250 is equal to 25. So in order to find the number, so we can assume the number as x, then we can apply the formula of percentage. 10 over 100 into x comes out to be 25, and after simplification it is 250. So therefore 10% of 250 is equal to 25. So in the same way we can find the numbers whose percentage part is given. Now students, in question number 8, he said find the number which is 10% more than 80. Means we need to a number which is more than 80 by 10% of 80. So for this, first we find the percentage part of 80, 10% of 80. By 10 over 100 into 80, first cancel zeros, it comes out to be 8. So number 10% more than 80 will be 80 plus 8, that is 88. So this is the answer. So they can also ask what is the number which is 10% less than 80. So 10% less than 80 means 80 minus 8. 80 minus 8 kar denge, it is 72. So by what percent a number is more or less, we can first find the percentage of the given number, and for more we add and for less we subtract. So in this way we can find the percentage of any part. Hopefully the concept of percentage is clear to all the students, and thank you very much for watching this EV.